You were telling me this morning that Amazon's market cap gain was what this year?
Okay, so Amazon is up 75% year to date.
Okay, I think I knew that.
In 165 trading days, it went from 600 billion to $1 trillion.
Okay.
And over that time, it's gained, so year to date, it gained more in market cap than Costco, Target, and Walmart combined.
So
now, hold on.
The 400 billion in gains is bigger than those names put together.
Can any amount of growth justify what's going on?
No. I don't think so.
All right, what's the long answer?
But justify, like maybe in 3 years it'll justify and people won't care in between.
True. Well, one of the
Isn't that
things
what keeps happening?
Yes. One of the things that we spoke about recently, at least something that I have made a mistake in the past, is anchoring to market cap.
Right.
So thinking about it in those terms seems like, what the hell is even going on?
It's bananas.
But Amazon is trading at 90 times the expected earnings over the next 12 months, which honestly, at this growth rate, is not such an insane multiple.
Right.
Now, for $1 trillion, it sounds like insane. We've never seen anything like this before.
It hit $1 trillion yesterday.
Right.
And it was like, all right, Apple did it already.
So now Bezos is on the cover of the Forbes magazine because, of course.
What is a magazine? All right, wait. So let's take these things individually. Let's just talk about the market cap thing. Amazon is not buying back stock. And there was actually a chart.
Wait, so how are shares going up? I don't get it.
It seems impossible, but there is a stock going up that does not involve buybacks this year. Somebody put out a chart, and I don't know how they weighted this index. I guess it's a Bloomberg index or someone's index on Bloomberg, where they were showing that actually companies doing the least amount of buybacks or none were outperforming companies doing the biggest buybacks, or companies doing the biggest buybacks underperforming the S&P, maybe is the right way to put it. And so Amazon is clearly in that camp, where it's an S&P name and it's not going up because they're accumulating 10% of the float.
Hold on, let me interrupt.
Yeah.
But all that is just suggesting is that companies that aren't buying back stock are growth stocks, so we would expect to see that.
I don't know, because how do you're categorizing a growth stock based on what?
Stocks that are growing their earnings.
Yeah, but stocks that are growing their earnings are also buying back stock. It's not like it's one or the other.
Dude.
I don't understand. Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Companies that are buying back their shares are more likely to be an old, stodgy, value-ish company that really aren't growing their earnings.
Explain
which is
Apple.
why they're buying back their stock.
Explain Apple doing the biggest buyback in the world and growing earnings.
Alright, so one-off. But most of the...
One-off.
Dude.
Google's buying back stock. Alright, fine. That's not even the point of what we're doing today. I won't concede that point, but I'm going to put a pin in it.
Point conceded.
And I'll blow it up later.
Point conceded.
But this is what I want to say. I want to say that the market cap thing is really interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, Apple got to $1 trillion, but that's because they're doing buybacks. No, it's the other way around.
It makes it harder to get to
it makes it harder if you're retiring stock and shrinking.
They're getting to $1 trillion despite buybacks.
Okay, so I wanted to say that. Thank you for letting me say that. But then I also want to say the Costco and what were the other retailers?
It's Costco, Walmart, and Target.
Right, so those are like retailers, and by using those market caps to compare the 400 billion that Amazon has added in market cap implies that it has something to do with retail, when in reality, the miracle that is Amazon, I think, has done what it's doing this year, in large part, I should say, because of the advertising initiative. That 2 years ago, no one even would have thought Amazon's an advertising business. They're gonna like take a massive chunk of the market this year.
Okay, so
they really just started last year.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'd like to hear about it. But before you go there, I got a package over the weekend with Jack Ryan like all over the box, which I thought was pretty cool. It's like obvious free advertising.
Because it's a Prime show.
Right.
Oh, dude, the amount of levers that they
it's
can
so
pull,
obvious.
It's just so much.
All right, so what's this advertising nonsense you're talking about?
All right, so there's a duopoly in advertising. Facebook and Google have 56% of the ad market online, which is bananas. Just think about that.
But who has the other 44? I mean,
every other, you and me, every other website publisher, every other media company with any properties online has the rest.
So what are they doing with advertising?
But there are advertisers, Fortune 500 advertisers, that just basically say, if I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, I'm happy.
Right.
So they essentially own online advertising, and not only do they have that huge duopoly, the pie is growing. Don't forget, like, there's $1 trillion still up for grabs that's not online advertising that could become online advertising. And that comes from things like broadcast TV and print and on and on. All right, so it's a growing pie. Now Amazon last year starts dropping third-party ads into Prime Video commercials for other advertisers. And then they're putting them on pages. And then they're putting them in search results. And then all of a sudden you say, wait. Amazon has a programmatic ad business where companies can go in and serve themselves and buy advertising all over Amazon's properties? Holy shit. Holy shit. This is like a whole other part of the story on top of e-commerce, on top of Prime, and on top of Amazon Web Services, on top of cloud. It's an ad business that could challenge Facebook and Google. So, they had 2.5% of the ad market last year, Amazon, in their first year. And people like eMarketer is like a site that looks at advertising trends. And they're like, oh, Amazon could get up to 4.7% of the market. They hit like 2% in just the first quarters. Like, they're growing faster than even the fastest expectations. And I think people are looking at that and they're saying, well, how big is the ad market? We don't need Amazon to get as big as Google, but what if they get like 10% of what Facebook and Google have? Is that in the stock? Maybe it's not. And the last thing I want to say on that is it's not winner take all in online advertising. And as a great example of that, Google's DoubleClick now is working on a solution to enable its clients to buy programmatic ads directly on Amazon. So it's not just going to be us against them, this giant against that giant. It's just Amazon coming into the business and the other players having to find a way to accommodate them. And again, I think that's new. For shareholders, for analysts, for hedge funds, I think it's a new part of the story. And then the second thought of that is, well, what else could they do? What could they do next year? The thing about these platform companies is that once they have the platform and the people on the platform, they could just lie in bed every night dreaming of new things to bring to that platform. And I think that's why you've seen these stocks behave the way they have in recent years. What, you got nothing?
I stopped listening 5 minutes ago.
But, I mean, you understand. Costco, who cares?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And by the way, Costco's doing fine. So with all the growth in Amazon's market cap, COST is also going up.
Yep.
All right. That's all I got on the Amazon story. You want to add anything else?
You watching Jack Ryan?
No, I don't watch anything on Prime yet.
Neither. No, you watch Peaky Blinders. Is that Prime?
No.
That's Netflix?
Do you know why I don't watch anything on Prime?
I don't. Enlighten us.
Because I tried to log in once using my household's Prime account login credentials, which is like my wife's email address, and I don't know the password. And I think I tried twice, and I was like, I got enough shows.
All right, that's a good place to end.
All right, goodbye.